Good morning, everyone. I wanted to give you a lesson on how to play two Vamps as guests that I just posted yesterday and a few days before that as well. And trying to show you a little bit from my perspective, although it's just always very difficult with a tripod and trying to come over my shoulder. But the way you start is playing a harmonic on the 6th string, 12th fret. And then on the 9th fret, 4th string, you don't pick both. You don't pick the second note. You just kind of hammer on. And that's the energy that you need instead of having to pick it twice. And it works best to use your index finger and your middle finger. Then you move to the 3rd string, 1 fret down. And then 1 fret down again, and you're on the 2nd string. So you play that, and then you play, and you could play over on the 1st string, but you really don't have as much expression right there, and it's just a little tinny to me. So I like to instead stay on the 2nd string and just slide up to the 12th fret. Then you hit the 6th string, now this is kind of an interesting trick that Steve Hackett does here on the 9th fret with your ring finger on the 4th string, and then 1 fret down on the 3rd string. And what he does is slides up 1 fret. So he picks them both strings and then just slides. And it takes a little while to get used to this motion, but it's really cool. I love that. And then he hits the 6th string. And then just hammers on. All the way up to the 12th fret on the 3rd string. So you can just use your pinky to slide up from the 11th to the 12th fret. And then he comes down. You can see that. 9th fret, 4th string, 8th fret, 2nd string. And then he does, I use the back of my thumbnail to just sweep across the strings. And instead of playing just a straight E minor, use your index finger on the 5th string and then your pinky on the 4th string, 4th fret. And right after that, he does another technique that takes a little while to get used to, but it's just very cool. I don't know that there's any other way to play the combination of notes except to do it his way. So you play the 4th string, 2nd fret with your middle finger, and you also pluck the 2nd string open, playing a 5th. And this is kind of a trick. He'll slide the 4th string up, but at the same time, he hammers on the 2nd string. Hopefully you can see that. So he'll slide it up very quickly. And then he'll hit the 3rd string and 1st string open. So middle finger, 3rd string on the 4th fret, index finger on the 1st string, 3rd fret. And you come down to the 2nd fret, and then back to the 4th and 2nd string. And he's also plucking the 6th string open. And then he'll play on the 5th fret, 3rd string and 1st string together. And he'll do that twice, and after the 2nd time, he'll come down 1 fret and turn it from a minor into a major. Then he'll hit that 1st string harmonic on the 12th fret, and then it turns into this really beautiful section, and he's playing the 3rd string on the 4th fret, and then ring finger on the 6th fret, 4th string, and then index finger on the, let's see, that'd be the 6th fret, and then 3rd string on the 4th fret, and middle finger, 2nd string, 5th fret. And he'll roll with his thumb and those 3 fingers. And then he'll bar across the 4th fret, which is a really beautiful chord. And then on the 6th fret, 4th and 3rd string, and instead of with his thumb picking the 6th string, he's picking the 5th. And then dropping down 2 frets to the 4th fret with his index finger. his index finger will come across and play the 4th fret on the 6th string. And then he'll play, barring across, he'll play an F sharp minor. So he's hitting the 6th string, 2nd string with that bar, and then little finger up on the 5th fret, 1st string. And then he walks the bass line up. And then here he has his index finger, 5th string, 1st fret, middle finger, 3rd string, 1st fret. And so he's plucking those two plus the 1st string open. It sounds weird by itself, but it's just a transitional chord to get to the B major. And then it will repeat that first section. And this time he'll repeat and then when he hits the open 5th string, he'll roll his fingers across the 1st string. So you just pick it once and use your energy of hammering on and then pulling off. So it's not like you play it really cleanly. When you're doing that kind of technique, you kind of have to pull sideways. And then a C sharp minor. Second string. And then a major 9th, I believe. Just like an A form, but drop your index finger down to the 1st fret on the 3rd string. Now here you're given a choice. You can either go and slide your middle finger, or actually your ring finger, from the 4th fret to the 2nd fret on the 2nd string, sorry. Or like I do, I hammer that one, that 2nd note, and then pluck the 1st string. It's your choice. It sounds just about the same, but I just kind of like, I think I can do it a little faster. And then a B. And then he hits the 6th string with his thumb and plays a suspended 4th, an E. So instead of playing a regular open E suspended, he's playing it up like this, like a D form, but up 2 frets, and then use your pinky to play that suspension. And then up on the 7th fret. And this is a really beautiful chord. Don't ask me what it is. I'm just showing you how to play it, where to play it, not what it is. So, index finger on the 6th fret, 3rd string, and then just bar across with your ring finger across the 2nd and the 1st string. But you still kind of roll. And something else that you want to think about is where your right hand is compared to the sound hole. Because if you're further back, you're going to get more of a tinny, brighter sound. I mean, all the way to. And you can change your mood for your audience and where you play it, because you're going to get a different tone and timbre. If you play it further up, closer to the fingerboard, which I like to do. And here's another beautiful chord that he plays. So this is like a G sharp or A flat, I'm not sure what you would call it there. But instead of just playing the bar chord like that, he is playing the same form as if you played a D over F sharp, which would be like that. So you have a 3rd as the bass line. But up here, that's where he's playing it. On the 8th fret, he's barring across the 6th fret. So you can kind of see the finger positions right there. And then he'll drop his middle finger down onto the 7th fret. And again, kind of roll it. But that gives us that transition chord. Leading to that. So same form, but just down 2 frets. So your index is barring across the 4th fret. And then he'll use his index finger on the 6th string, 5th fret, and then play to 2nd. And that's just, again, a transition to another beautiful section. So you're playing the open 6th string. Your index finger is on the 6th fret, 4th string. And then your pinky is on the 7th fret, 1st string. And you're picking then this is a little awkward where you have to bring your ring finger in. Hopefully that's slow enough to pick it up. And then he repeats it. And then this is a very typical Steve Hackett chord. And you could play it more cleanly than what he does, but I think he includes all of the strings. So you're playing almost like a minor with these 3 fingers on the 6th fret. And he's sweeping his strum across, and I find it easier just to use my index finger. So he's including the 5th as well as the 6th, and then 4th, 3rd, 2nd. And then he'll hit the 6th string twice, and then play an octave. And then he plays like a B major, but instead of barring across like normal, he leaves the 5th string open. And sweeps all the way across. You could play it again more cleanly if you just picked it with your fingers, but he intended for it to sound a little more dirty, a little more full by including that open 5th string. And then you have your 3 fingers and then your index finger on the 1st string, and then you just lift it off. And I don't like sweeping it across the 5th string again, because you've already got the dirt and the impression, the mood, and I don't think you need to repeat that, because then it's just a little too dirty. And you lose the emphasis of the melody going. So I just like to leave the 5th and the 6th strings sustaining, but I think it just sounds better if you only hit the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string by itself. And then he comes down, open 5th string, so it seems a little redundant to name the string and the fret when it's you can just see it very clearly visually. And then he'll go back to And then instead of hitting the fourth fret, sixth string, like we did the first couple of passes through that, he doesn't do that. He'll just go. And then he'll use his middle finger, I assume that's what I do anyway, to reach across. So you're hitting the fifth fret on the first string with your middle finger. And then you're playing an E major, but you're just and then sliding it up. Second string is open. And then he'll do that beautiful chord that we played earlier. And then he'll hit the first string open. And then that suspended E major. And that's the end of the song. So the sixth string is still ringing after and that's it. Good luck and enjoy. Have fun on the journey always.